It's time to face the stark truth about my channel. If it weren't for human stupidity, I wouldn't have a show. Hello and welcome to Cory's Corner. Well, happy Saturday for all you US people and happy whatever it is for everyone else. I hope you're doing well today. I have a busy day, so we're gonna kind of pump through this live stream slightly faster than usual. But all in all, things are going pretty well. We're right at 660 here on the channel. Subscriber wise here on YouTube. Over on Rumble we're at like 40, so hell yeah, still growing. If you can hear the needle dick outside with his big ass truck, then I apologize. Micropenis is a serious mental disorder for many people in Colorado. Legit. Look at me, I've got such tiny manhood. Dumbasses. Anyway, I do hope you're all doing well, and let's say hi to the chat real quick. We have One Man Show. Pleasure to see you here, sir. Glad you could be here, and I hope you stay awake throughout, because we've got some weird shit to talk about today. But like I said, if it weren't for stupid people, I wouldn't have a show. One Man Show says, not hearing any outdoor noise, so you're good. Oh, good. That's good, because that asshole seriously needs a new muffler or something, because I fucking hate people that have to do that everywhere they go. It's like, yes, we understand. You did a lot of steroids, and you're simply, not very well endowed. Anyway, so speaking of stupid people, we're flipping across the pond over to the UK over some people that are really dumb. That's right. We're talking about a ritual mass murder report in Chapel St. Leonard's, that's in the UK, turned out to be a yoga class. If you've never done yoga, then don't make assumptions about what you're saying. It's not fucking Jonestown. Gosh. Anyway, this is, of course, coming from BBC News. A yoga class was mistaken for a ritual mass murder scene after members of a public saw several people lying on the floor and reported it to police. Oh no, people laying on the floor. 5 police cars descended on the North Sea Observatory in Chapel Street, Leonards, Lincolnshire on Wednesday night. Yoga teacher Millie Laws said she thought reports of her being a mass murderer were a joke at first. Lincolnshire police confirmed everyone was safe and well, and the call was made with good intentions. Good intentions does not mean actually using your brain. So please fucking stop and think. See what's going on before you make decisions. And there she is. That's Miss Laws. She says she finds it funny and surreal to be mistaken for a mass murderer. Well, yeah. One Man Show says maybe they actually thought they were homeless people? Possibly. Who knows? So, the 22-year-old teacher said she was teaching 7 students at the Seascape Cafe, which is inside the building, when she saw 2 dog walkers peering closely through the glass window during a shavasana, or relaxation stage of the class. Shavasana is called the corpse pose for a reason. And if you're a dog walker in the UK and you reported this, you're fucking stupid. Anyway, they are students laying on blankets with blankets over them. Their eyes are closed. It's very dark in there. I just had candles and little tea lights lit the whole room, and I was walking around playing my drum. I had a nice floaty top on with large bell sleeves. Hail, horny Alf. We're talking about yoga. So you should enjoy this maybe a little bit. There's the lady that teaches yoga, and she said they thought she's a mass murderer. Yeah, because they were laying in Shavasana, otherwise known as the corpse pose. Gosh, a couple with some dogs just came up to the window and were having a look in, but they walked off really quickly, and I didn't think anything of it. I didn't know until we left that these people phoned in saying that there was a mass murderer. They were wearing a robe and they were walking all over all of the people, and it looked like some kind of ritual, and that people on the floor were actually dead. Gosh. Right, one man show. I agree. Now, if she'd only waved at them with a large knife in her hand, it would have been great. Hail to the gaming Jew. He says, hail, you utter legend. Thank you. Thank you. Definitely go watch my new song, Legends Rise. One man show says, oh, this? I was trimming the crust off some sandwiches. Indeed. Indeed. That's all you need a knife for in the UK. Besides, you get arrested for it otherwise. These dog walkers are fucking stupid as shit. I didn't know until after we left that these people phoned in. Oh, wait. Read that. I guess from outside view, it could look like that because they were all really still, very nice and relaxed. As they should be once they enter Shavasana. Okay, I do yoga every single day, and that is my favorite pose, period. Shavasana's the best because you just get to lay there on the ground and just... Stupid would have been dogs walking them. The dogs probably were walking them, let's be honest. I'm sure imagination was running wild with what was going on. Indeed. Miss Laws, who had only moved to the area 3 months ago, said officers swooping in on a small little village in the middle of Lincolnshire is crazy. It's a bit surreal and funny. I feel really bad for whoever the person was who phoned the police. That would, of course, have been terrifying. So I do feel for them. Yeah. The Gaming Jew says, you know, dog walkers are always trying to find dead bodies. What if they're the ones that have been leaving bodies? It's very, hey, you know how people like that are. They like to get involved. It really does make you wonder. Really does. Oy vey. You've got to see the lighter side of it. You're right. As a matter of fact, I kind of am, because I wish I was so relaxed people thought I was dead. I'm jealous of these people. Like, seriously. I wish I was so... that would be so nice. They said on Facebook, if anyone heard the mass of police sirens on Chapel St. Leonard's at 9:30 p.m. last night, please be reassured. They were on their way to the observatory after someone reported a mass killing in our building. Having seen several people lying on the floor, which actually turned out to be a yoga class in meditation. One man shows it was also a very clean mass murder scene, not a single pool of blood anywhere, and no one shit themselves. You know, most people shit themselves when they die, but luckily this yoga class had it on lock. You know, like, good job, boys and girls. Yeah. And of course, officers attending said that they're happy to report everyone is alive and well. And everyone is alive and well because the dog walkers turned out to be fucking retarded. Yay! The Gaming Jew says Jonestown could have been looked at differently if someone had just said they were doing yoga. This is true. I mean, yeah. Very flexible. Indeed. Yeah, I made a Jonestown joke earlier about all this. It's like, you know, mass murder yoga was originally invented by Jim Jones. So, yeah, these guys are just doing it right. Kool-Aid free yoga works a lot better than the other thing. Anyway, I don't know if I can't wrap my head around being so mentally fucked that you think a yoga class is a bunch of dead people. Like, How do you make that mistake? Are you so ignorant of the world that you think dog walking is the only exercise that exists? The only relaxation techniques? Trying to understand human stupidity is really hard. And I got to tell you, I don't. I don't at all. In any way. And now, moving on to more death-related stuff, because death is fun, right? Everybody loves death. I've always said that sleep is a free trial of death. And I personally can't wait to get upgraded for free. Yeah, can't use cheat codes, though. Gotta do it right. One Man Show says, watch English horror movies. They really numb the intellect. Yeah, I've tried to make it through a couple British horror movies, and I gotta be honest, much like everything else, America does it better. Because, as Ryan Roger Athay would say, we're just a bunch of mindless degenerates. Well, not so much mindless as the people over there. Fucking dog walkers. Yeah. Note to self, IQ test not required for dog walking. The next story. So we've all seen some pretty weird donations go through the thrift shops, but nothing quite like this. Over at Goodwill, someone donated a skull. Police respond after human skull found in Goodwill donation box in Arizona. Yeah, that would probably freak me out a little bit too. Let's be honest. A report of a human skull found in a donation box brought police to a Goodwill store in Arizona. An employee called in the gruesome find, according to that affiliate person, because they feared it might be related to a criminal or missing persons case. In a photo shared by the Goodyear Police Department, the skull is withered, with what appears to be a prosthetic blue eye attached to the right socket. And there it is. The police department's public information officer, Lisa Berry, said at a news conference that the medical examiner's office studied the skull and found that it is not likely to be related to a criminal case. Well, no shit. But imagine, if you will, you're working at a Goodwill and you fucking open up a box and this motherfucker is staring at you. I don't need notifications. I'm not actually a member of Twitter. Fuck you. Anyway, so, like, and, you know, you can clearly tell that this is an old skull. Just saying. It could be, as One Man Show said, a former English yoga student. It could be. That got to keep an eye on those yoga people in England. But, okay, say you open up a Goodwill. You're working at Goodwill, right? You open up a box and you see this staring at you. I would hope that most people would have the same response that this individual did. And, you know, at least inform the police to find out if... Gaming Jew says, I didn't realize that prosthetic eyes were attached to the skull. They're normally not, which should have been another indication, but I will give the Goodwill employee a break because they might not have much medical knowledge. But I will say that prosthetic eye, like, man, looking at this skull, it's obviously really old and stuff, ancient. So I just got to say right off the bat, that eye is amazing craftsmanship. They don't make them like they used to in ancient times with this skull, yo. Like, look at that eyeball. That is perfect. But seriously, who donates something like this? What kind of person's like, well, I don't need this skull no more. I guess I can donate, Jimmy. This was like some coal worker's brother or some shit from like the 1910s. Passed down through the family for generations, and then like, what? Hail to Nate D. Yeah, as you can see from the gruesome image on my screen, someone donated a skull to Goodwill, and it's awesome. Good one man show says, aren't prosthetics registered? I don't think prosthetic eyes are. Dental records soon find out who it is. Based on the age look of this skull, it could be just a couple decades old, but just looking at it, I would say this is a little older than dental records. The withering and the pitting, the teeth are in amazing shape. I'll say that much, but yeah, this person's probably at least 100 years old, at least from what I'm looking at here. So we did speak to it, the medical examiner's office. They did confirm that it is in fact a human skull, but at this point, this is preliminary. It appears to be historic, ancient, and does not have any forensic value at all. And what that means is that no crime is really attached to this skull. The Gaming Jew says, why do I feel like it's an old skull, but someone added the teeth and eye? You're probably right. If you look at the skull, I can bring that back up. If you look at the skull, you do have, there is some slight indication that, obviously the eye is very new, but the teeth might be as well. Josiah Robinson, hail, sir. He says, and I thought pirate skull found in Olympia, Washington Goodwill was cool, right? So people obviously donate skulls to Goodwill all the time. I had no idea. What do you think they'd charge for something like this at Goodwill? I'm guessing it's probably be like $30, like, yeah. And of course, I've never heard of anything donated like this, especially here. I come to this Goodwill all the time. I've never heard anything that crazy being donated, a shopper said. One man show says, only if it came with a certificate of authenticity. Yeah, I want to see some records and papers on that skull, yo. I want to see what's... excuse me. Goodness gracious. So just... Here's some dead air for you. All right, that's enough dead air. I'm really curious as to who donated that. I mean, they're in Arizona, so they could have just found the skull out in the middle of the desert, some old prospector that died back in the day going, this desert looks like a wonderful place to look for gold. Yes. And then he died. And his head sat there until some weird dude came by and went, hey, his skull. And then he picked it up and then he was like, I'm going to stick a blue eye in this and put the teeth back in. Oh, yeah. And then it's going to sit on my mantle and I'll give it to my grandkids. And then next thing you know, they're all like, I don't want this stupid, musty old skull. I'm going to donate it to Goodwill. Sounds like a logical chain of thought, right? So I'm just cruising right along because after this, I have to go pack up my mom's house. So that's going to be fun. But anyway, the Gaming Jew says maybe it's one of those pirates from San Francisco who donated it. Just waiting for the cutlass and peg leg to be donated next. Yeah, those San Francisco pirates, they're very charitable with their unneeded belongings, if you will. I would love to see the cutlass and peg leg come through eventually. But that's stuff that you probably want to hold on to and give to your grandkids. The skull, not so much. And of course, the stuffed parrot. We can't forget that. Cannot forget the stuffed parrot. Thank you, One Man Show. Cannot forget that. And the eye patch. Yes. They need the whole getup. Okay. Speaking of pirate shit. Okay, so I went to Spirit Halloween the other day, and I was trying on some of their pirate hats because it works really well with the beard. And I gotta say, I look like a fucking awesome pirate. That's incredibly narcissistic and egocentric, but I look like a great fucking pirate. All right, yar. I can pull it off better than anyone that I personally know. But that's because no one else that I personally know has an epic beard like this. Just saying. All right, so next story is shifting gears from all the weird shit to something that isn't really surprising, but it is. And it's entertainment related. So let's talk about this, okay? The top 3 movies of the year are not sequels for the first time in more than 20 years. It took us more than 20 years to come up with a original fucking movie that people actually enjoyed. Stay on strike, Hollywood. No more fucking sequels, bro. Give me some original fucking content. I don't care about Barbie, but she fucking crushed it. Oppenheimer killed it. Mario absolutely fucking killed it. I mean, honestly, I'm not going to read this gigantic fucking word salad bullshit, but let's just take a look real quick. Oh, okay. So it's not that long. They just smash it all together with fucking, yeah. Uh-oh. Nate D says, new Pirates of the Caribbean movie confirmed. Guess what I'm not watching? That's right. I guess we'll read some of this at least. This person knows how to actually structure an article, though. That's like, whew. One Man Show said, enjoyed? Not really. Okay. I really enjoyed the Mario movie. That was such a good movie. All right. While there's still a chunk of the year left to go, the summer movie season is officially behind us as The Equalizer 3 topped charts over Labor Day weekend. With that, we move into fall, where awards season hopefuls will enter the fold, and horror movies will look to cash in around Halloween season. Sure, a movie could break out big between now and December 31st, but by and large, the biggest movies of the year are probably behind us. And for the first time in more than 20 years, the 3 biggest movies are not sequels. Currently, the top 3 movies of 2023 at the global box office are Barbie with 1.3, almost 1.4 billion, Super Mario Bros. With almost 1.4 billion, and Oppenheimer closing in on $1 billion. 2 of these films are based on established IP from Mattel and Nintendo, which is totally fine, while director Christopher Nolan made a biopic about J. Robert Oppenheimer, the father of the atom bomb. So no, these are not original movies. Yeah, they fucking are, you stupid. If it's not a fucking sequel or a reboot, then it's an original fucking movie. Who fucking wrote this? Ryan Scott? I hope you get punched in the dick for being so stupid. What the fuck is that? Not original movies. You're smoking crack, bro. Fucking crackhead. Gosh. They're not sequels to do anything, and that's the key, as sequels have been dominating Hollywood for decades. To that end, the last time top 3 movies of the year were not sequel was back in 2001. Sorry. That year it was Harry Potter and the Sorcerer's Stone, Lord of the Rings, The Fellowship of the Ring, and Monsters, Inc., all of which were decent movies. In all 3 cases, the movies ended up becoming franchises anyway, earning billions of dollars for Warner and Disney, respectively. But within that calendar year, they represented the start of something new, cinematically anyway, that audience took interest in. Looking at 2023, it's not all that different. Fluke or signs of things to come. Let's just be honest, it's not a fluke because they're original movies, you fucking crackhead. Anyway, Barbie and Mario are all but guaranteed to get at least one sequel. Well, duh. The only reason they haven't heard anything official yet almost certainly has to do with the ongoing strikes that have shut Hollywood down. On that note, Fran Drescher, I believe it was, just got reelected as the SAG-AFTRA president. That being said, moving on. Oppenheimer is the bigger outlier here as Nolan's latest will be one and done. Good. We don't need sequels. Though it did make more than Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 3, which speaks volumes about the state of moviegoing this year compared to the last 20 years or so. Yep, superheroes, pretty much since Spider-Man shattered the box office in 2002, have been the unquestioned dominant force in the industry. That level of success is no longer assured. That's because we're fucking burned out on superhero movies, especially when they're not actually about superheroes. They're about whiny little fucks that just do stupid shit and try to, fuck modern movies on a large scale. Okay? I'm fucking sick and tired of superhero movies. I love superheroes. Don't get me wrong. I'll go back and watch all of my old favorite superhero movies over and over and over again. But as far as new ones go, I don't care anymore. You killed it. You killed everything. And then on top of it, you put an extra bullet in its fucking head by simply making it about politics. But gender-driven ideology fucked the superhero industry completely because those people are fucking retarded. Anyway, moving on. Even looking at 2021, the big pandemic recovery year. What? Crackhead? It was Spider-Man No Way Home pulling in more than $1.9 billion globally that saved the day. Venom, Let There Be Carnage, and Shang-Chi did their parts as well. Are you aware of how liked Shang-Chi was? Let There Be Carnage was great. I enjoyed the shit out of that, but it's a Sony production and not some ass-fucked Disney bullshit. So, fuck off with your writing. Anyway. You can't tell I don't like how biased these people are towards smoking the pole. But anyway, fucking retard. More to the point, though, only 2 of the top 10 movies in 2021, Chinese blockbusters of Who Gives a Fuck, weren't sequels. Moving on. The only movie in 2022, The Batman, was not a sequel. Though it was a reboot of a familiar franchise. It was, and I liked many things about that movie. But there were several things that I wish they would have done better, like not having Pattinson. Because he was not fucking Bruce Wayne. He did an okay job. Okay, with small, tiny, like, boop, tiny little text. Okay job at being Batman. But overall, Soy Boy can get fucked. And I don't want to see a sequel to The Batman. Ever. This has largely been the pattern for the last 20 years. In 2011, 9 of the top 10 movies of that year were sequels, led by Harry Potter and the Deathly Hallows, with $1.3 billion. Man, I wish I had that kind of money. In 2012, 8 of the top 10, led by Marvel's Avengers, which makes sense, $1.5 billion. And so it was. But that's not necessarily how it will continue. Audiences are demonstrating a desire for something different. No fucking shit. Hollywood has literally beaten us to death with these stupid fucking superhero movies. Okay? Don't get me wrong. I loved the Avengers. But when you have a 30 fucking movie run, it's a bit much. And then you tie it into like, yeah, if I never see another superhero movie come out in the future, I will be a happy man. But these guys got to ride that cock. Anyway, One Man Show says, still haven't watched The Batman. I doubt I ever will want to sacrifice that many brain cells. I don't blame you, sir. It's probably best that you don't. I mean, honestly, it's probably not your kind of movie. I don't know what your personal tastes are, but yeah, you're better off. Just going back and watching Batman the Animated Series and stuff like that, which is actually like 100% engaging and has 100% rewatch value. Hail to tiny metal trees. Awesome to see you. Yeah. And go figure that these people try to minimize the success of Barbie, Oppenheimer, and Mario by stating that they're not original. The Mario movie was wholly original. Okay. Yes, it had a lot of Easter eggs. It had a lot of little things in it that were a callback to previous things. But guess what? It was an original movie. And Ryan Scott, the chances of you listening to this at any point are fucking nil. But I just got to say, pull your head out of your fucking ass. Okay. Seriously, pull your head out of your fucking ass. Barbie, as much controversy may swirl around that fucking movie, and I'll never watch it, but it was an original movie. It being based on an established concept doesn't make it unoriginal, you twat. And then a biopic is somehow not original? How many fucking biopics have you seen on Oppenheimer that live up to this level of fucking production value? Or ever, for that matter? Actual fucking biopics, not just like biographies or fucking documentaries or anything like. Actually, you haven't. You know why? Because until Nolan came around, nobody had the fucking chops to do it. All right? Nolan has a great fucking track record with making good movies. In my opinion, he's one of my favorite creators. Or creatives, I should say, because I don't know how much he actually creates per se, but he does a good job managing it. And that's good enough for me most of the time. My biggest problem is that it took us 20 fucking years to break the cycle of sequels being better than anything original coming out. It took 20 fucking years for the general public to wake up to the fact that, guess what? We don't need any more fucking sequels. And I don't care what anybody says. It's fucking Stallone's fault. Yeah, it's Sylvester Stallone's fault with his success regarding all of the fucking sequels he did. Yeah, fucking Rambo and Rocky and all these other numbered sequels. Yeah, it's Stallone's fault we have all of the sequels. In my personal, unbiased opinion. Completely biased. Don't listen to that last part. But you know, I just gotta say, slash film, hire better writers. Okay, hire people who actually know what the fuck they're talking about in the entertainment sphere. Hail over on the Rumble side to Toxic Man Flu. Hail Talks. Great to see you over on the Rumble side. Supporting things out. Yeah, he's right here. He says, "Hail, Cory." Yes, indeed. Hail, sir. You know, while it's not surprising to me that it took this long, because I mean, I lived it, so go figure, right? I'm surprised that this is shocking people, that it took 20 years for Hollywood to not fucking repeat themselves 3 billion fucking times anymore. Okay? But wait, we're gonna get more biopics, okay? We're going to. Oppenheimer is just the start. And they've had these planned for a long time. The next one you're probably going to see is the Bass Masterson biopic. If you don't know who he is, go fucking Google it. But that being said, Oppenheimer's the start. They've been as a person who's seen the casting calls and stuff, there have been a lot of biopics popping up, and there's been a lot of people that need to be covered. Bass Masterson, I shot for that role, but not of Bass Masterson, of some random dude on a horse that gets shot and falls off. And like, it would have been great because I look like an Old West cowboy gunslinger, especially when I slap on a hat and stuff. It's great. But, you know, the biopics are next. Biopics, toy movies, and video game movies are going to be the next superhero movies. Okay? They're going to be. specifically within the video game realm. We're going to see such a heavy saturation pop out of the video game movie market that it might actually kill the video game industry. You never fucking know. I know that's a wild, hot take on whatever the fuck's going on, but let's be honest. The superhero industry died because they fucked up comics, and then they decided it would be a good idea to make those fucked up changes in the movies as well. And superheroes are all dead. Your heroes are dead, ladies and gentlemen. At least anyone who holds these people as heroes. They're dead. Congratulations. Let them live on in your heart and in your mind, because that's the only place you're going to see them original format ever again. You know, buy physical media, because shit's about to get crazy. Wait until they start editing the Supermans with Christopher Reeves so it doesn't have any harmful content in it. It's going to happen eventually. It's going to, period. Going to. Have you ever seen the changes that they make to the Disney movies? Since Disney isn't racist anymore. Yeah, it's going to be fucking crazy. It's going to be a mad, mad time going on in the world. All right, ladies and gentlemen, I know we're only 36 minutes in, but I am going to get bouncing so I can go pack up my mom's house, help my brother with that so we can get things going and hopefully be done with all of this very soon. That being said, make sure you join me Monday morning, same time, same channel, for more crazy, weird shit, hopefully with some guests. But hail to Andy Masterson. I'm sorry you're coming in so late, but it's great to see you here, sir. Make sure you check out the replay of this fairly short Cory's Corner. Monday, I don't have topics for Cory's Corner yet, because those will happen over the weekend. But Monday from 6 p.m. to 7 p.m. Mountain Time, we're doing the Dick's News International. And I've already got some stories lined up for that shit, because holy crap, what a mad, mad world we live in. But I will see you guys later. Tiny Metal Trees says, take care. Peace, bro. One Man Show. I hope you have a great day. Nate D, Gaming Jew, Josiah Robinson. I hope all of you guys have a fucking fantastic day. Stay sexy. Don't get murdered. And no matter what you do, have a wonderful time. Okay? Bye, guys.